Yo, the name is Alpern, and today we're taking a look at the brass Leopard patch notes. There is not a lot of changes here, I must admit. I am a bit underwhelmed in general, but everything they said they would address, they have addressed, so there is a lot of audio changes. Some gameplay changes when it comes to the camera height. You can now zoom out a bit more, which is very welcome. I would like them to do a lot more on this, actually, personally. But I think this is in the right direction. They've also changed some things with the event queues as well as player names, which is just in general nice, but it's not something, you know, that we're really going to be jumping, dancing and cheering on for. But in general, very nice changes. They also did a big pass here on all of the planes. They made it a bit more cinematic. They made, you know, increase the speeds, velocities, etc. and made them a lot more natural. Of course, there's also this new 3v3 PV map, which personally I'm not that interested in, but it's in here. So if we scroll down to the most interesting part, at least for me, is the planes. So basically they standardized the plane times. I've just tested this a tiny bit. We're going to take a look at it in just a few seconds here. But in general, I think on the paper this looks okay. But after testing, I think it might be a bit too fast, especially with how hard hitting these planes are. But yeah, most of the planes here have been changed, including everything from loiters to strafes, which I think is very welcome, right? Alright, so here we are in game and we're gonna try out some of the abilities. I've spawned some units here, so let's start with checking out the USF Air Support Centers, which has the strafe and the dive bomb. And I must admit, these have been buffed quite big time. Like the document says 5 seconds, which is actually true. Basically, no matter where you put it, it seems to be approximately 5 seconds, which is very nice. You don't really have to put it like close to the edge anymore to get faster strafes. But of course, it does have that advantage that if you put it further away, the plane will basically warn your enemy for a longer time, right? As the plane has to traverse across the entire map. But yeah, let's just try using this, and you will see here what I mean. That it seems a lot stronger, simply because how fast it is and how impactful it is. That's only a single strafe. Now imagine if you're playing team games, there's going to be multiple, if there's multiple USF players, but you can of course also buff this in various ways by lowering the cost and of course making it double swordy. But I've also noticed that sometimes it just, especially if the unit is clumped up against green cover, it sometimes just completely deletes them, though it is very inconsistent. But yeah, if you also use the dive bomb, this is what an unupgraded dive bomb looks like. There you go. And if we do the double swordy and we take a look at that instead, of course these are quite damaged, but you're basically going to get 2 strafes, right, in quick succession. And yes, it seems to me quite strong indeed, after just some quick testing. So yeah, this is the Air Support Center. We're probably going to see a lot more of this now with seemingly how strong it is. I know it's already been seeing quite a bit of play in team games, but it's definitely going to be seeing a lot more play now at this power level, but it may also find itself into the 1v1s, especially considering how strong machine guns are, etc. And I think this is a reasonable cost to, you know, get rid or in sometimes even wipe that machine gun. But yeah, apart from this, all of the loiters have also been changed. I did notice a bit of an outlier. The DAC loiter, for some reason, seems to be hitting a lot harder than any of the other ones. It also seems like the UKF one hits stronger or harder. But I do think that's because it's simply faster, whereas before you could sort of dodge it. But it's going to be a lot harder dodging these loiters now. And yeah, the DAC one in particular, I don't know what's wrong with it, but it seems to have sort of reverted into the old damage numbers. It basically just wrecks hammock all over the place. Of course, it's a specific anti-tank loiter. But yeah, definitely extremely strong. And that is basically all there is to this patch. There isn't a lot of changes. I would have loved to see more balance specific changes, but I guess that's going to be happening in July. We also know that they are taking a look at the pathfinding for the July patch with some changes there. So hopefully that is going to vastly improve the pathfinding. Other than that, again, I am a bit underwhelmed about the patch. I think these plane changes, while nice, they might need some more fine-tuning when it comes to balance, as it can feel quite cheesy losing your entire army to these abilities. But yeah, that is this patch. Thank you for watching.